so nice to see
Hi,
you.
nice to see you.
We already tried having this conversation 5 minutes ago, but we had technical difficulties. So let's just tell me all that you told me already, because I think it's really, really interesting. And
So now I'm in Berlin. I moved here 8 months ago to work as a choreographer. At first it was in a residency, but then I opened my own dance group and started teaching here in studios in Berlin. So I really work hard to create my own group and to develop myself as a choreographer, as a teacher. And we were supposed to have the big premiere of my work at one theater in Berlin. And then it all just dropped and all of the performances got canceled. We were supposed to go to Italy to perform in a competition, and as well the same. But yeah, so it's for me, it was very difficult to accept the situation, but I also can say that I'm happy that all of my family and friends are healthy and everyone is okay. And I wish to just, I just wish to have better times where everybody will be okay and not experiencing all of this. So yeah, that's it.
yeah.
How are you?
Well, I mean, in Vienna, it's all, of course, stopped. It's officially stopped until, I think, like for the moment, it's officially stopped until the end of June. But already the chancellor is saying that he wants to restrict the traveling for Austrians until there is a vaccination. And what this means is that there might not be a vaccination for like a long time.
Mm.
And like of course, I've already canceled like a lot of touring that I had. So, I mean, basically most of the touring happens in this
time
period. Yeah. So I canceled or moved a lot of touring. But then there are still things that happen in August and that happen in September. And I'm kind of worried about these things as well, because also what is happening here in Austria, I think in Germany is similar, that if you're like a freelancer, you are eligible for some kind of help, which is amazing. But this help is only meant for 3 months. So, and what do I do then? So I'm like honestly thinking like all the time about how I can diversify my sources of income and how I can quickly shift to doing something else, honestly, because
yeah
it looks like the profession of making and presenting work is a little bit not for the times being.
yeah
Honestly.
yeah it's so true. Yes, I actually read one of your posts on Facebook about all of the situation and my heart just broke, because
No.
I really understand. No, I really understand what everyone is going through, and I think a lot of artists can really be thankful about what we actually received from the government, also Berlin and Vienna. But I think it's not the money. I think it's something about them was taken. You know, they're frustrated, and a lot of professional dancers that have to imagine themselves going on stage in 6 months, and how can I do it, because I'm not in the studio.
But to keep yourself in shape is not a big problem. That you can do this. I mean, but
Yeah, well, I practice every day, and I can tell you, for me, it's not the same. I don't have enough space. I really need to move, and all of my work as a choreographer is like the spacing and to do composition all over. And for me, I think that if I would like to have a performances after all of this was over, I think I will have to work very, very hard to, to bring everything back like it used to be. But yes, I don't know, for example, I had a conversation with one of the studios I'm working in Berlin just yesterday, and they think that they will not open the studio till January 21. So I don't know. I'm starting to think about, well, what's next, you know? Um, so I think the next thing is to have the online classes and to keep going with it, to make it better, to buy new equipments for, I don't know, the sound, the like you said, like you use the best cameras or yeah. But for me the hardest thing is actually not working with my dancers and not be able to know what's going to happen, you know, like when our theaters are going to open. I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
soon.
I mean, but do you stay in touch with them? Because I feel that from when you where you were like in Vienna, that you're a little bit like a family. So I'm just wondering, yes, work is one aspect, but like, do you stay close with them? Because, for example, for us, uh, basically we even like, of course, always communicate. We even meet sometimes. So
Mm,
but it's also because we live in the same city. So
mm,
we call each other, but we also meet sometimes. We went for 3 hours walk yesterday or 2 days ago with Łukasz, and
nice.
like I'm still sore from walking so much.
Nice.
But uh, yeah, like
Yeah.
we started playing computer games together, like so.
That's great. Really, that's amazing. That's really human communication and things that I really appreciate. And we actually really talking a lot. And I already invited them for dinner a few times. But it's not happening now because I think people are really scared
Mhm.
to go out and to go on trains. And Berlin is huge, as you know, so we have to take trains to everywhere. And so I think people are getting inside more and trying to really wait for everything to over and then just, you know, I think that the moment the restaurants will be open, the studios will be open, like people will be so hungry and like rah, you know. So yeah.
Well, in Austria, it's supposed to open in 2 weeks, so I don't know. I maybe like the food, even the food places, because they already opened the small shops.
Mm.
They open like the construction. That's why also I can build my wall because they open the construction shops. But they also are planning to open gastronomy. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's in 2 weeks or in a month, but like relatively soon. I already seen kebabs open.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in Germany, so they say they're going to do it really not uh, like after the 1st of May, but they will do it really in small steps and not at once. And I really understand why. I don't know. I have to be. I have to say I'm really trying to be optimistic about it, but I really don't think anybody knows what's going to happen in the field of art. And let's hope. And also, one thing that I was really upset about is that every year I work at summer in Israel in one of the biggest summer intensive that we have there, and I'm teaching there, and I'm communicating with all of the international students. And this year is just I cannot even fly to Israel now. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm
it's
so sorry
really yeah
for all
yeah.
of us.
But you know, it's really tiny problems because I see a lot of people that are struggling for their life. So for me, being healthy and
I mean, this is the moment where we have the advantage, like taking care of the body for
yeah.
a profession, and then here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one of the best experience for me actually from going to performing in your festival in Vienna was that I actually really understood how important it is to meet people around and not just stay in your own like on your own group of people that you know, like choreographers that you know, people, and meeting you and meeting all of these people from all over, and we are still in contact sometimes. A lot of dancers and also the choreographers that are contacting me sometimes, comment about a lot of things. So I think this is the most important thing in the corona situation, where you just disconnect from all of the connections. And yeah, so do you think the teaching online is working for you, or you feel it's too much?
The teaching online. Oh
Difficult
my
question.
God. Like honestly, I think that teaching online is great as a great project and it has potential to be developed somehow. However, I also think that there is a competition with people who are like, or with big, not how to say, maybe not people. People is the wrong target. I think there is a competition with brands that already exist, and like of course the technology has made it easy, and of course it's convenient to choose doing workouts like body weight workouts or weight workouts as opposed to doing some movement, like because with movement you need more attention, and of course if
Mm-hmm.
you go to a class you already commit like in person, then I think it's much easier to get involved. Whereas if you
Yeah.
are at home and just see some like simple movements where you can follow, like repeat like one to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left 100 times, then that's probably a big like that's may seem like more attractive for the general population.
Yeah.
So
I guess the left right thing is a challenge for all of the teachers. Yeah. Are you lifting your right or your hand left? Right. It's always the problem.
I always like in my class I always ignore the existence of right and left. Like I don't care about these two things. Like one side and the second side. That's it.
I had really struggling with using the music in my classes,
Oh.
and I teach ballet, and then I put the music on Spotify and I share the screen and I put the music, but it's 2 counts delay. So actually I count 5, 6, and they hear it differently, and
Uh-huh.
it's driving me crazy. So yeah, I'm sticking with trying to, okay, this is the situation. Just do what you have to do.
Mhm.
So I think the most interesting part that I learned is how much, for example, doing improvisation classes and things that they're more verbal than like structures. So for me, improvisation works the best because
Mhm.
I just give the instructions that people can move how they want. So, but yeah, people need more. I don't know. It's it's hard to me to explain it because I think most of the people they do online classes that are not dancers, they take Pilates, like you said, workout, body
Mhm.
work. So it's a bit easier. And also, I don't know how you experience it, but I feel that most of the dancers, for example, dancers that work with me, are not taking online classes at all. They just practice themselves at home.
So I have the feeling like I generally like the people that are really close to me that are mostly like professional, they I don't know, I tend to surround myself with people who don't really take classes. So they are also in any way not my audience in this
Mm-hmm.
way. So but I've been teaching also to some let's say intermediate level people in Vienna. But I like what I find out is that I think these people they are I mean I have the feeling that the feeling of community is something that is completely missing from doing the online courses, and they're also part of the reason why people go for dance, at least in Vienna, in my opinion only, is to be included in some kind of you know common shared experience, and with this thing yeah, it's hard to stay motivated. I mean, think of yourself as well. Like if you're going to go for a course that is happening for longer than 3 times, like how like it's kind of you need this tangible progress, but in order to feel the progress, you need to push yourself, and pushing yourself is something that it requires effort, and it's hard to, I mean, it really helps to feel the pressure from the group when you're in the class, and that accelerates your progress, of course. And if you're not feeling this pressure, like it's really, I think it, for a lot of people is really difficult. For myself, I don't have this problem, but I know that many people need this external push. So
Yeah, it's very smart what you said. I never really thought about this, but I think you're right. I think it's something that is hidden inside of people, that something about the teacher communicating with him not through camera is bringing from them something that it's more than just looking like this in the camera.
yeah,
And also I think for me is, well, since my education for being a dancer, and I danced in as a dancer in Israel, so I think the most important thing that I learned is that a lot of the things that are making me a part of who I am as a dancer is the inspiration from all around me. And you cannot be inspired like this, you know. It's hard for me to get inspiration right now because I'm alone, you know. And if I teach, so I cannot follow all of the people, because usually when I teach in the studio, so there's 10, 20 dancers max, so I can really see them, I can get inspired from them. It just, for now, for me, it's not happening.
I think it's like there's a little bit of a limitation of this technology. Like maybe you would be more able to follow people if you had like a bigger screen, like a whole wall where you could see like everyone like really there.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with like everyone, like if you're in a Zoom meeting, which I don't choose for, like I gave up on this idea of making Zoom meetings because um yeah, the lag and everything. But generally I just stream myself and then have a chat. So that's the kind of
Mm-hmm.
like that's the kind of way of that I chose for. But generally, yeah, like even because the problem is like once people have, I mean, this in my head, I might be wrong, and I also didn't make this experience very like profoundly, so I don't, not an expert, but my in my feeling is that uh, you like if you want to concentrate on what's on the screen and at the same time concentrate on recording yourself from the good angle for the teacher to see, it's like already two tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I know already, like I became already very self-conscious about like recording myself, and I feel that I don't want to make other people go through this kind of painful experience just to be in the class. And I also have an experience like where I actually ask friends who are coming to my online class, I ask them like, do you want to would you rather do it through Zoom so I can see you, I can give you correction? No, 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 it's good, it's good. I'm not on that level. I'm more interested like doing like this.
Yeah.
It's a kind of freedom, like you don't have to do it 100%, like if no one sees you. So
Yeah, of
it's
course.
also attractive.
Yeah, I always ask the students to put the camera on, but some of them just like, no, I prefer not to. And yeah, I understand, because nobody really, you cannot force anyone to get inside your living room, right? Like it's a personal space. And I have a lot of my books, my things, my I don't want that one from guy from I don't know where will, you know. So um and all of the studios that I'm working under are publishing their classes online, and everybody that, so it's great because I meet people from Ireland and, you know, from all over the world. which is nice, but it's the same time it's my personal space. So I don't know. It's like
Yeah, I think like what I do, like in this strategy, like I'm trying to divide my own space. So like I only try to show on the camera like what I'm comfortable of showing. Like,
mm-hmm.
but I also have a big kind of advantage that I have a room that has 23 square meters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's big enough to like
Mm-hmm.
portion it. But again, like even then I'm using a fisheye so that if I put my
Mm,
camera, I can also like make it look bigger. But it
nice.
actually is not such a big amount of space in my
Yeah,
room. That's
nice,
for sure. But
nice.
yeah, like generally, like I think I'm fortunate and with where I live and the fact that I have already some of these things like with me that help me do it, but I struggle a lot with the technology. I
Mm-hmm.
struggle a lot because then I would like if I would love to have it like functioning better, I would have to invest in a new computer and like especially now, how do you do this now? Like this is the
Yeah,
question.
exactly, exactly.
Because like okay,
Yeah,
now everyone expects you to like have like a fully functioning business and
yeah.
like online selling online classes, but if you haven't been doing it for like before, if you haven't been focusing on it, you don't have the gear, you don't have the platform, you don't have like the know-how, and
Yeah.
I even don't have my knowledge like organized in this way. So like I'm spending now my time because in order to do a quality kind of online course, you have to rethink everything. And
Mm-hmm.
at least for me, it's like this. And I cannot rethink it like in an instant. I really need time to restructure all the knowledge that I have, that I
Yeah,
can package it in a way that people can take it,
yeah.
and I just need time for this. And of course, in this kind of situation of a market, if you, I mean, it's in my head, it's all like on the top of my head. But I have the feeling that if you're not fast enough, uh, then it's just gonna be like not on this wave. I feel that maybe there is a wave. I don't know, and maybe we're already behind the wave. But I feel that if the quarantine is gonna last longer and longer and longer and longer, then for sure, like people who already have content, people who already like have following, they're gonna become bigger and bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
that's an opportunity. But in order to
yeah.
use this opportunity, you already need this body of knowledge. You already need this investment into technology. You already need the studio to be made,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, honestly, I don't have it yet. I'm trying, but it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah.
my thought on this.
Yeah. I also, when you say it, I also think about how many people I heard saying that, for example, in my apartment, I had a wooden floor, so it's quite comfortable. But a lot of apartments don't have a wooden floor. It's very common in Germany, Europe. But for example, in Israel, we don't have wooden floor.
Mm,
So it's very hard for dancers to keep going this online classes because the floor is very dangerous. It's not a it's not a soften for ballet or for everything. And yeah, so it's a struggle. I know. I really get into the feeling that um, that it's better than nothing, but it is a struggle. And um, what else I wanted to say? Also, like um, I feel that I was working very hard to get where I am today. For example, I am a dance teacher for many years, and I work very hard, and I want to make my living from the teaching and so on. And then suddenly, one girl that is working in, I don't know, suddenly she decided, oh yeah, I did a Pilates course 10 years ago. I have time, so yeah, let's share my living room with everybody else, and like sending free links, and everybody is going to do her class because it's more comfortable than just getting into experienced teacher and like maybe pay him something. I don't expect a lot, but so for me it's also a bit struggle because
I have the feeling that the way this kind of online I don't know how to call it, even sales work is completely different. Like it's not logical. It has its extreme advantages, but it has also this big difficulty. Like, I mean, of course you have to compete with those people who have no idea, and you probably will not succeed. But
yeah, you will not win in this one.
no, no, you will not,
Yeah.
because you're not on I know, are you on Instagram? I don't know even.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
I
okay.
have
Are you
Instagram.
showing your like body and in the weird contorted positions on the beach on Instagram?
Oh
You're not one of
no,
these.
no,
Yeah,
I
you
just
see, you
share
see what
my
are we
dance
talking about?
works. Yeah, of course. And also I think um for me is also a thing to to have this sharing of my art all the time, because well, it's like you're going to a restaurant, you don't expect to eat for free, right? Because people worked and make the food for you. And if you are going to a Michelin restaurant, you don't expect to pay 10 euros, right? Because so for me it's like, yeah, I can dance in my living room, but it's my profession. I studied and I worked very hard. I have a BA in this. I think a lot of people don't understand it because it's art. And yeah, why not just play your guitar for me? But some people do it for a living. And it's really difficult for me to, it's very nice, yeah, because I see a lot of singers I love just performing and doing a lot of things, but it's also very hard for people to divide that this
I think
is
there is a big difference between how to say, you and me. I mean, not between you and me, but between the kind of group that we belong to, and let's say an established functioning musician or artist or a company like dance company that anyway is having success. So let's say, for example, for me it's a big thing about publishing, your performances. So suddenly people want to, yeah, suddenly a lot of people give out their performances for free, let's say, to watch online. Which is great, it's a great publicity,
yeah, it's great, but
but it
still.
also in a way like how to say, I don't want to say that it devalues the work, but it removes this kind of yeah, you can reach maybe more people like in this one's instance, but maybe later people will not be so interested to go to see it in the theater because they already know it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least it's like if you know the ending of a book before you read it, like, and then it's like you're going to read it. Yes, maybe it's a
Yeah,
good book. It can be a very good book, but if you already know what happens,
yeah.
no, yeah.
So
But
what happened to me is that one day before they closed everything, I was supposed to go to see in Berlin a performance of Sharon Eyal, which is a very nice and beautiful choreographer. So they cancel it, of course, and they refund the ticket. And then I said, well, I can watch it online, because it's so. So actually, I got into the website and I saw that I can see the performances for $5, which I
oh,
was very happy to pay, because the ticket costs 40 euros. And now I can pay $5, which is great. And I saw it on my screen, was great. But it's not the same. It's not the same experience as going to the
well, it's
theater,
$5.
sitting.
It's not
Yeah,
$40.
yeah,
But yeah, it's great. Like, I mean, if it's paid, it's absolutely cool.
yeah,
I mean,
mm-hmm,
like this, you can
yeah,
even make more money than if
yeah,
you sell
mm-hmm,
the show.
Yeah.
provided that you have enough people that are interested in seeing your art.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But
I have
I
the
think,
feeling that the niche kind of aspect of our wonderful profession is kind of manifesting itself in this very,
yeah.
very moment. That,
Yeah.
like, I mean, we're not working in like popular entertainment, unfortunately,
Yeah.
for this one
So
reason. Unfortunately.
I have a last question for you, because I have to go teaching
Yeah,
actually online. I have 2 classes today.
good,
Um,
awesome.
yeah. So do you think that, um, because you created a really beautiful platform, I have to say, and I'm really happy that I was part of it,
Mhm.
from really bringing a lot of artists together and have the opportunity to share their work, um, and for example, I don't know when the flights are going to come back, but have you thought of maybe doing like this platform but online, like maybe
I thought
collecting?
I'm constantly thinking about. I really,
Mm-hmm.
really would love to create something like this. And yeah, it's just about how to describe this feeling. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, I've been thinking of it for a long time already. Yes, I need to gather enough psychological strength in order to push myself in order to do it. Like, I have some ideas of how it could function, but honestly, like, oh my god, it's a lot of work, and I already know it's a lot of work with the physical event, but with this event it's gonna be even more work. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I'm just a little bit scared, but maybe it's, maybe there's gonna be a good time for it. Like, don't want to do something that is too, how to say, I want to find a good time for this, and also in
Yeah,
myself, because as I said, this is a big commitment, and also my thing is right now is like I have so many ideas of what I can do.
it's great.
It's
It's actually
insane.
great. No, it's great.
Yeah, but most of these ideas are probably horrible. Like 99% of these ideas are shit, but I
But
have them.
it's okay. It's okay. You know, you can try and delete, and
Yeah.
with
What
time.
do you teach actually
And
today?
so today I have a Pilates class and ballet intermediate. But it's from a studio, so you cannot just go to it. You have to
Okay.
log in through the studio. And Monday and Friday I teach improvisation class, which is open by donation. So if you want, you can join. I don't know. I can't tell if it's good or not, because yeah,
Well, have a
yeah.
great
So
class. Thank you for your
thank you,
time.
and let's be in contact, and we talk again soon.